Hello and welcome to Total Health for Dr. Nick, where my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. And today's video is all about the 4 worst cooking oils. So guys, you want to make sure you get this one right, because if you're on the ketogenic diet or a low-carb diet or the paleo diet or the Mediterranean diet and you're using a lot of cooking oils, you will have to make sure you get this one correct, because the oil you use could be beneficial to you, or the oil you use could be harmful to you, and you don't want to cause disease thinking that you're cooking trying to get healthy. Well, anyway guys, if you like what we're talking about, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell notification so you get notified anytime I do a video. And if you are doing a ketogenic diet and you want extra help and you're struggling, you don't know what to eat, how to food plan, how to meal plan, how to macro calculate or anything like that, make sure you check out my link below for my keto course. I think you'll find it's the best keto course out on the internet. And also too, if you're looking for a really great cookbook, also down below you have my KISS cookbook. Keto is super simple. That is where my recipes are simple, healthy, and really, really easy to make, and clean too. They have to be clean. I did a video on clean versus dirty keto, so check that one out, because if you're not eating clean, you're really not having the best benefits. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the 4 worst cooking oils. Well, first off, why are these oils so bad? And I know you're thinking, well, it's a vegetable oil. So Dr. Nick, a lot of these oils are vegetable and seed oils and so on. So they have to be healthy because they're not coming from any kind of, animal product, not those saturated fats. These are better quality fats. Well, the reality is how these oils are produced or how they're manufactured is really going to dictate how healthy they are for you. And here's the problem. So many of them are loaded with a lot of polyunsaturated fats. Now, what does that mean? So you have saturated fats, you have monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. Easy way to know the difference is typically your saturated fats are solid at room temperature. So butter, things like that, lard, tallow, those are all solid at room temperature. You notice coconut oil? A lot of times your coconut oil, when you have that out on the counter, if it's about 74 degrees or lower in your house, it's going to be solid. If it gets above 74 or 75, it's going to start to look liquidy. I can't tell you how many people have texted me or emailed me and said, Dr. Nick, I think my oil's bad, but it's not. It's the way it's supposed to be. So monounsaturated fats just simply mean that instead of all the carbons of this fat chain, it's really simple, there's a double bond. And because there's a double bond, it's more reactive, so it makes it a liquid at room temperature. Well, polyunsaturated fats, there's 2 or more double bonds. Polyunsaturated fat means that there's more than one double bond, and it makes it very unstable. Now, some of them are good, some of them aren't good, and we're going to get into the ones that aren't good. Another thing, too, is that they're high concentrations of omega-6. Now, omega-6 can be a good oil, but the problem is many times when they're in these rancid oils or some of these industrial oils that we're going to be talking about, or these cooking oils, they actually are very dangerous because they become very reactive, like I said, and they also can oxidize and turn rancid very easily. Also, too, they use additives, pesticides, things like hexane chemicals. A lot of these oils are industrial oils that they now figured out we can sell, and we can make them palatable, so we can get rid of the smells, we can bleach them, we can change the colors. We use high heats and chemicals to extract them. So the problem is they become very, very dangerous oils. Not only that, they're very unstable. Like I said, because of the amount of bonds or double bonds in them, they oxidize and turn rancid very, very quickly. So these are the main reasons why these types of oils are bad. Now, these oils became more mainstream in the early 1950s when a doctor named Dr. Ancel Keys, who was one of Dwight Eisenhower's advisors, started doing some research. And what he wanted to formulate, and when I say he wanted to formulate because he actually cherry-picked his information, he wanted to show that fats, especially saturated fats, can cause heart disease. So that's why we had to switch to these different oils, because fats were bad. So oil started to get produced a lot more. So we started seeing the decline of things like beef tallow, lard, ghee, butter, things like that. And we started to see the rise right here. Right here is where the war on fat was declared. And that's where the things like your vegetable oil started to take off, your Wesson oils and things like that. All because Ancel Keys wanted to prove that these other kinds of fats were causing clogging of the arteries. So the problem is all of that has been disproven. The bigger problem is this is still being used today, and it's causing a lot of health issues. Let's look at heart disease, for example. In the early 1900s, heart disease was really rare. In fact, it barely existed. There was other diseases going on at the time, but nobody really had heart disease back then. So back then, butter consumption was about 18 pounds per person per year, whereas things like your vegetable oils are about 11 pounds per person per year. Let's fast forward to 2012. Heart disease at that point is now the #1 disease killer in the United States and really all over the world. Let's look at the numbers here. Butter consumption dropped to 4 pounds per person per year. At the same time, vegetable oil consumption went up to 59 pounds per person per year. So it really doesn't look like what they were trying to do worked out too well. We lowered our quality fats, our healthy fats, and really our natural fats like butter, lard, and beef tallow, things like ghee, and instead raised, as I showed you earlier, our industrial oils, our vegetable oils, and at the same time, all it did was create more and more heart disease in our population. So #1 topping the list is corn oil. Why? Because it is everywhere. You can't buy something today without having corn oil in it, whether it be baked goods or dressings, sauces. It's virtually everywhere. And that's how we're going to determine a lot of these oils and why they're so dangerous, because of their composition, what they're made of, but also too, how prevalent are they in our population? Who's using them and how often? So corn oil tops the list because basically 58, almost 60% of corn oil are these omega-6 fats, and omega-6 fats are typically very inflammatory. And inflammation has become one of the leading causes of disease in the United States and virtually all over the world. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's really all originate from inflammation in the body. Not only that, 90% of the corn in the United States is GMO corn. That means it's not even real food. It's frankenfood. Your body doesn't even know what to do with it. So you want to make sure that at least the corn you're getting is non-GMO corn, but I'm sorry to say virtually 90% of it is so bad. That's why corn oil is topping the list. Now, #2 is canola oil. Now, I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, canola oil is supposed to be so good. My doctor's recommending I use this. Well, canola oil is terrible. It's not even a good oil at all. In fact, it used to be called rapeseed oil, and it was manufactured as an industrial oil. This wasn't even for human consumption, but, you know, people want to make a profit, so next thing they say, you know what, let's see if we can start to sell this to humans and fool them and make them think it's actually healthy for you. But this was actually from rapeseed oil. They use high heat to extract the oil from rapeseed. The problem is that when you use these high heats, it actually goes rancid. So one of the things that when you apply a high heat to an oil, it oxidizes and it makes it go rancid. Not to mention the fact they're using carcinogenic bleaches and deodorizers like hexane. Now, it does have omega-3 fatty acids, which is why some people think that actually canola oil is healthy. The problem is the omega-3 fatty acids in canola oil are very fragile because they've already been heated, so they've actually been damaged and destroyed. And think about this. When you think about other omega-3 fats like your fish oils and your flaxseed, you typically don't cook with that. You don't cook with fish oil. Instead, it's more taken as a supplement or you eat it as fish. So the problem is when you take an omega-3 fat, which can be fragile, and start to heat it and chemically treat it, it makes it very dangerous and it makes it very prone and sensitive to oxidation, which now makes it a dangerous fat to your body. Now, #3 is soybean oil. Now, this is another one that is topping the list. Why? Because it is so prevalent. It is everywhere. If you're not finding corn oil in things, look at a dressing and see if you can't find soybean oil somewhere in it. So like I said, soybean oil is everywhere. Why? It's a cheap crop. It is so cheap to grow soybeans that's why they show up in everything. They show up in protein powders. They show up in food products. They show up in all the different foods because it is so cheap to produce. But the thing with soybean oil is it's 54% omega-6 fats. So very, very high inflammatory fats, which can once again lead to inflammation and health issues. Not only that, it's high in phytic acid. Now, phytic acid has been proven to actually block the absorption of nutrients, proteins, and other vitamins and minerals in the body. So phytic acid is a bad thing to have, and this happens to be loaded up with it. Not only that, it's loaded with phytoestrogens. Now, these phytoestrogens or plant-based estrogens actually mimic your body's estrogens. So guys, if you're taking this in, guess what? You're getting estrogens in your system. So if you're making a protein shake with soy milk like everybody likes to do, don't do that. Ladies, stay away from this because it's going to absolutely mess up and wreck your hormones. Phytoestrogens can mimic estrogen in the body, disrupting normal hormone function, which could possibly lead to increased cancer risk. Anytime you're dealing with something that can actually change your hormones, you are increasing your risk for cancer, because cancer is a very hormone-sensitive type disease. And this is the one that shocked me the most, because I used to use this all the time. I confess, I used to use grapeseed oil because I bought into it like everybody else did years ago, that it was actually healthy for me, because you know what? I'm eating grapes. Grapes have resveratrol in it, so it's got to be an antioxidant. Everybody knows resveratrol is such a powerful antioxidant, so I might as well eat grapeseed oil because it comes from the seed of grapes, right? Not really. It's just a basic byproduct. So as you're making wine and things like that, and they pressed out the oil out of the seeds because they were like, well, let's not waste this. Let's make some oil out of it. Turns out the problem is it's about 70% omega-6 fats. So this one tops the list when it comes to omega-6 fats. So it's highly, highly inflammatory, which can lead to heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. So once again, anytime you have high amounts of omega-6 oils, you are leading to disease. Oils that are high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fats are very fragile and therefore prone to oxidation. When an oil oxidizes, it creates free radicals, which can lead to cancer, inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and thyroid damage. So like I said about all the others, this one tops the list because it does have the highest amount of omega-6 fats, which means that, once again, guys, stay away from these. I don't care if this one does have a high heat and you can cook with it and it comes from grapes and its antioxidant powers. Don't use it. All right? So hopefully you stay clear of these. We're going to be giving you the best oil. So watch out for that video that's going to be coming out, where I'm going to talk about the best oils to cook with and the best oils to make you healthy. Well, anyway, guys, I love and appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Make sure before you go away, you watch my other videos. Check those out. If you like this one, you'll love those too. Well, this is Dr. Nick. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.